Okay, guys, welcome back to another week. This is week 4. Wow, it's been a lot of progress. I mean, we have 7 weeks of training and we're already in week 4, so we have like 3 more weeks to go. Yeah, it's really amazing to see you guys like showing up and all. So today we're going to be having Nathaniel. Is going to be taking um, Starknet frameworks and developer tools. Yeah, so Nathaniel was part of the bootcamp, the last bootcamp we had, the previous bootcamp we had, and now he's back as a mentor. So I think it should give you this energy, or will I say this motivation to like put in the work, right? So you can also, if we see the work, you can also like come back uh in the next boot camp as a tutor, right? So I want to know, Nathaniel, are you ready to take over from me?
Yeah, I am. I am.
Okay. Okay, all right. The floor is yours.
All right. GM once again. I'll start by saying, please pardon with me. You won't be able to see my face for today due to some unforeseen circumstances. Hopefully on Thursday you will definitely see my face as I we hear your voices. Um, yeah. So like we said earlier on, can you see my screen? I hope my. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. All right, yeah. So, like the introduction went, um, Nathaniel Nandley, a blockchain developer. You can reach out to me on Twitter. This is my Twitter handle. So, like she said, I was one of the graduates in the last cohort, in the last boot camp. So, my being here is a motivation to some of you who would think as if there's no way out of this tunnel. Well, I want to tell you the Starknet blockchain is actually one of the amazing blockchains that you can find, and it's not something that you just start up and then discover that there is no future for you. Believe me, there are many opportunities within the Starknet ecosystem. All right. So in today's agenda, this is what we're going to be covering. We're going to be looking at Scarb, package manager. I know we've done certain things regarding Scarp already, but it's very important we also look at it as a concept. We're going to be seeing Scarp. We're going to be looking at Starkli. We're also going to be looking at Starknet, Devnet, and Katana. We're also going to be looking at Starknet Foundry. So these are the basic things that we're going to be looking into today, and then subsequently, hopefully on Thursday, we're going to continue with ERC20 smart contract. All right. So these things that I just
Sorry,
mentioned. Yeah.
Nathaniel, can you show it as slideshow?
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Hope you can see it well now.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, um, all right. So this agenda for today, the Scarb, the Starkli, the Starknet DevNet, and Katana, the Starknet Foundry are all within the category of developers tool. So while I was just setting up my slide to do my presentation and my teaching for the day, one of the things that kept coming to my heart regarding the whole idea of frameworks and developers tool is the ability for a developer to be curious when it comes to reading documentations. You cannot be proficient when it comes to the developers tools and the Starknet framework and the ecosystem in general when you are not prompt to investigating things in the documentation. So it's just something you need to add up to that. All right, so we're going to be diving deep to see Scarb, Starknet Package Manager. I want to believe that Scarb is already introduced. I've been seeing our reports on the platform, on the channel, We've been doing a series of work already. I've reached out to some of the students so far, and I know that we're already exposed to Scarb. So what exactly is Scarb? We know very well that is a package manager for Cairo projects, specifically on the Starknet blockchain. So you can see it as you can relate it to cargo for Rust. Those of you who write Rust programming language, you understand that there is a package manager like cargo for Rust. And then those of you who write JavaScript, you know that the package manager for JavaScript um, is npm. So we use Scarb also for to install external libraries or tools. We'll be seeing all of these things as we continue. You also for to manage project dependencies automatically. You'll notice that you use Scarb many times to initialize your project, to continue with your project. So all of these things are happening all around the Scarb. So we use Scarb also to run common tasks such as to build and to test. I think in the previous one of the classes we had, we wrote a Cairo program, and you saw how you use Scarb build, Scarb test. So all of these things are ways we maximize this package, this Scarb. And if you want to learn more, this is just a brief. I want to believe, like I said initially, that we've all been introduced to the idea of Scarb. So if you want to learn more about this Scarb, please you can head on to the documentations to understand more insight regarding them. So this is it about Scarb. Like I said from the beginning of this class, one of the things that will make you proficient when it comes to being a good developer is someone who is very very curious when it comes to documentations. Yeah, very important. All right. So just a quick one before we continue. Let me see my student. If you are yet to install Scarp, you can just drop a message on the chat, just so that I can be aware. If you are yet to install Scarp on your PC, so that I can know that we're all following. If you've done that, okay, I love that. If you've done that, you can run this command just to confirm. You can run this command, this Scarp flag version, just to be sure that Scarp is well installed on your PC. Okay, I love that. I love that. I love that. So we have a good number of people who had installed Scarp. That's nice. All right. So okay, let's move forward. Let's move forward. All right. So there are basic commands we can use for Scarp. So those of you who are already exposed to Scarp, you know about Scarp flag help, you know about Scarp command, you know about Scarp new projects. So all of these commands, I want to believe that we are all exposed to them. But let's see again. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So let's look at this carefully. So there are a bunch of commands with Scarp. So if you want to see the list of commands with Scarp, you Scarp flag help, and then you see the list of all the commands relating to Scarp. A list of I believe that we've used this one, this Scarp format. We've used today we're going to be looking at Scarp fetch. I believe we've used Scarp add. This is the one you use to add dependencies. This is the one you use to remove dependencies. I want to also believe that we are conversant with Scarp build to compile your Cairo project. So these are just the basic commands relating to that. Okay, since we're already exposed to this, let's head on to the next. Okay, Starkli. Starkli is also a Starknet command line interface, just like Scarp. They are all developers too, but there's something unique about Starkli and its advantage when it comes to the ecosystem of Starknet, and we'll be seeing it shortly. So Starkli is a Rust-based CLI for interacting with Starknet. So Starknet as a blockchain, you'd want to be communicating with the data that are deployed on the blockchain. So the developers tool we use to communicate with the data which are stored on the Starknet blockchain is Starkli. So like I wrote here, Starkli allows you to query Starknet and make transactions with ease. We're going to be looking at these things shortly as we continue. It's fast, easy to install, and intuitive to use. Installation, so a quick one again, just a quick one. If you've installed, if you have Starkli installed on your PC, just let me know so that I can be aware. If you have Starkli installed on your PC, because I know we've played around these tools already. Okay, I have someone who is yet to have Starkli. All right, that's nice. So we have where to begin with. That's nice. So we've seen Scarb, and now we're going to be looking at Starkli. So when we talk about Scarb and we talk about Starkli, we're going to start just a simple project, and we'll play around the project just to see how these things work together. So for you to install Starkli on your device, to those of you who are using MacBook or Linux, this is the instruction to follow. You can open your terminal and paste this command. Let me see. Are we following? Okay, someone is saying could not detect shell. So what OS are you using? I believe you're using Windows, right? Okay, MacBook. All right, that's cool. Okay, let's see how this works. So I can easily, okay, the reason why I'm intentionally using my docs to give you the command is so that you understand the point I emphasize from the beginning. What makes you proficient when it comes to this tooling is not copy and paste. You need to understand documentations. You need to understand documentations. So those of you who want to install Starkli on your PC, so for Linux and MacBook users, let me paste this command on the terminal for easy access. All right, so you can paste this on your terminal. Yes, it can run on WSL. There's a command for that. There's a command for that. I think I have it somewhere. Okay, let me get there. Excuse me. So to those of you who are using Linux, I paste this command. You can also install it from source. But to those who are using Windows, let's head up so that we can help you guys get this installed. Okay, Ricardo B, do you have it installed? Just so that we can follow. This is installation part. Please, it's very important we work together. If you're having issues, please let me know. Okay, you're saying Could not detect shell. This is not working on Mac. Okay. Okay, when you install, you can kill your terminal and just restart the terminal again. It's very important. If it's still not showing, you can paste this. Just make sure we're working together. Could not detect shell. Excuse me. Could not. But is there someone here who is still having the same issue? Is there somebody here who is having the same issue installing Starkli? Just let me know. Let me know. Okay. Okay. Ricardo, Starkli up worked. Okay, that's nice. I'm having issues. When you run this command, kill your terminal and then turn it on and run Starkli up. If you're having any issues, please just let us know so that we can work together. It's very important. Yeah. To those of you who are not sure, if you are done with the installation, you can paste Starkli flag version to just confirm that this Starkli package is installed on your OS. We need to work together because whatever we're going to be doing, all right, awesome, awesome, Ricardo, awesome, awesome. I'm loving this. All right. I guess we're on track. We're on track. I don't want to rush this because the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing around these guys. We're going to be playing around our Scarb and Starkli. So it's very important we're on the same page so that I won't leave anybody left behind. Okay, this SLK. You're using MacBook, right? Okay, awesome. Chidera. Okay, nice, nice, nice. I think there's a good number of you who have Starklet running. That's nice. That's nice. Just to confirm, you can paste this command. Just to confirm, you can paste this command here. It's not working. Okay, Bello, what OS are you using? Okay, paste it. Paste it. We need to be on the same page. If it's not working, you can install from source. If it's not working, you can install from source. Based on what we have here, installation from source. If it's not working, you can install from source. Okay, WSL. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. So there's progress. Our window users are up to date too. It is requesting that I run what home Mujed. What OS are you using, Mojid? What OS are you using? WSL. Run the same command. When you have WSL, it will take the same Linux and MacBook command. Just make sure we're on the same page. If you have Starkline installed already, just react with a thumbs up so that we can work together. Just react with a thumbs up. We need to be on the same page. If you have Starkli installed, you can react with a thumbs up. Okay, just seeing. Ricardo, are we still having issues installing Starkli? It's not very complex. Both for the WSL and MacBook Linux, the same instruction, the same command, We run the same command. Okay. Are we on the same page? All right. So let's make progress. All right. So before we talk about deploying a contract with Starkli, let's just play around this guy and see what is it about them. All right. So this is Starkli. So this is Starkli. These are the list of the commands that you can find with Starkli. We have selectors. This selector helps us calculate selector from name, class hash, ABI, to Cairo strings. So these are all commands that we can use Starkli. They are all commands. Let me shift this guy here. Yeah. So we can get information about an account with Starkli. We can let's run a few commands just so that we can be aware that these things are not fables. Okay, Starkli. I'm just trying to test just so that you understand that Starkli helps us assess informations, transactions, data. It queries the Starknet blockchain. So let me use this transaction. So get Starknet transaction by hash. So what this is telling you is if I'm using this command with Starkli, I can get Starknet transaction by hash. Okay. Let me show you something now. This is Starknet. Okay. Okay. Or rather, let me use Starknet scan. It's more better for me. Who's this guy? Okay, so this is a Sepolia testnet for of the Starknet blockchain, and what I want to do now is I want to use this command for Starkli to query data from the blockchain. So based on what we are seeing here for transaction, what this transaction helps us do is it gets the details about the transaction by its hash. So what we are going to do is that we're going to look for a transaction. These are all transactions on the blockchain, on the Starknet blockchain. They are all transactions. So what we are going to do is that we're going to look for the hash of a transaction and to query it. So this is a block hash. We copy this block hash. So I want to get the details about this block with my Starkli. When I get it, now this is how. So if you are confused, you don't know how to use the command, the Starkli transaction command, you can still do this. Starkli transaction and then flag help. So this will further explain how to use transaction help for you. When you write the usage Starkli transaction and then the hash, if you have an RPC that will help you as a window to the Starknet blockchain, we're going to be using an RPC as a Starknet as a window to the Starknet blockchain. So this is how to do it now. Starkli transaction, and then what's next? I've copied the hash already. You paste the hash here, then RPC. So you need an RPC that will give you access to the blockchain. I have an RPC that I'm using from Alchemy. Okay. All right. So I'm here. I'm getting my, since I'm using this on the test net, not the mainnet. I come here. This is Sepolia. Copy my RPC for the Starknet blockchain, and I paste it here. Click enter. Oh, transaction hash not found. So I guess I didn't copy the exact hash. Let me see. Let me see. I think I had this problem some few days ago when I was trying to work on a project. Let me see. Let me work with this. Okay, transaction hash. So you get the transaction hash, and then you come here. Okay. All right. So Starkli is giving me information about this transaction hash. Based on this transaction hash, I fed it with. This is the transaction hash. This is type it was invoked. This is sender address, call data, version, signature. So basically, you're seeing how you can actually query information from the Starknet blockchain via your Starkli. And you're seeing all of these transactions, you can use them to do amazing things on the blockchain. Amazing things on the blockchain. If you want to make use of any of them, if we start to deploy smart contract, we'll be making use of Signer, which is what we're going to be doing after now. We're going to be using Signer to see all of these things. We're going to be using declare and deploy. So all of these things are commands we use to query data on the blockchain or execute a transaction on the blockchain. So are we following so far? Do we have any question regarding that? Where did you take the transaction hash? All right. So this is stack scan. I just clicked on a transaction, and then this guy came, transaction hashed. You copied it here. Are you seeing it, Ricardo? I use not yes, Stack Scan Explorer. I use Stack Scan Explorer to get the transaction hash. So every transaction has a hash. So based on the use of this command, the argument it takes to return the details about the transaction is the transaction hash. Yeah. So are we following? Okay, let me paste my command. Awesome. Let me paste my command so that we can all be following. You can check this out. All right. So before you experiment with this, just confirm that Starkli is well installed on your PC. Just confirm that Starkli is well installed on your PC. So there are amazing things that we can use Starkli for, but in the scope of the session for today, we're going to be declaring and deploying a simple smart contract on the Starknet chain using our Starkli. And as we advance, we'll begin to discover more developers tools like Foundry, and we'll also deploy smart contracts with Foundry. Then you do the comparison to see which is more preferable for you. So amazing. All right. So this is where we are now. If you're following, can you just react with a thumbs up? Okay, awesome, Ricardo. If you're following, you can just react with a thumbs up, just so that I can carry everybody along. I know when it comes to installation and things like this, sometimes you just get weary and tired. But I want to carry everybody along. If you're following, just do a reaction. Just Awesome. 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 Okay. Awesome. 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 All right. So there are a bunch of commands we can use, but we're going to be looking at these specific instructions, this command for Starkli. So you're seeing signer. So if you want to install, if you want to deploy, if you want to deploy a smart contract on the Starknet blockchain, the first thing you need to do is to declare it and then you deploy. And there are processes you need to follow when it comes to using Starkli. So the first thing you need to do is you get a your private key from your external own account, from your maybe your agent or your Bravo. Ensure it is a deployed account. So, but before that, we need to create an instance. We need to create a project that we want to deploy. Let's say I'm very much aware that we now know what this is, right? Scarb new test one. I want to believe that everybody know what this is because I was told that I know very well that we've we've talked about Scarb already. So I want to believe that we know. All right, awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, so Scarb new test. So you'll notice that they're giving you two options, Starknet Foundry or Cairo test. As we continue on advance in this class, I will show you the difference between Starknet Foundry and Cairo test. Why are they all of a sudden introducing Starknet Foundry to us? I believe you've learned that you can actually write smart contract with your Cairo, but Starknet is much more sweet. Starknet Foundry is much more amazing when it comes to smart contract development. But for this tutorial, let's use Starknet Foundry. All right, so let's okay cd into test and then code. All right. Okay, so we're going to try to deploy these smart contracts. So this is just a simple storage smart contract. This is just a simple smart contract, simple storage smart contract. What it does is there's a storage that keeps track of the balance. What this function does, what we're going to be doing in this class is not really talking about smart contract for now. It's just to deploy, but it's very important we just look at what we are deploying. So what this function does is it takes the amount that the balance is to be increased with, and then updates the balance, and then this function gets it. It gives you a picture, a snapshot of what was stored in the balance variable. All right, so this is the smart contract that we will be deploying. So based on the outline that we have, and I truly want everybody to follow because it's going to be a long journey. I want everybody to follow. Please, I want everybody to create a Starknet program like this. If you have done that, just react to me. Just tell me done, just so that we can continue. Awesome, 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 awesome. Ahmed, awesome, awesome. I love that. So we all have the same smart contracts. Okay. We all have the same smart contracts, and we're going to be deploying this. So we all need to work closely together. So the first thing we need to do now is to use the signer command in Starkli. The signer command in Starkli. Before we head on to start talking about let's know what it is. Let's know what we are using. So based on the commands that are listed out under Starkli, you see that we have signer here. This signer manages, okay, signer, that's management command. Let's know what it's all about. Okay, let's know what it is about this Starkli. signer, and help. So key store management commands. So if you want to use signer, you write your Starkli signer and the command, as will be seen as we continue with our workshop here. So this is what we're going to be doing. Starkli signer, then key store. Now I did a breakdown of the instruction. There's a breakdown of the instruction. I try to explain what exactly we're trying to do here. So this Starkli here, like we've seen so far, is our Starknet CLI tool. We've spoken about this already. And then this signer is a sub command for managing signing keys and account. So what we are trying to do is we want to introduce our agent wallets or our Bravo wallet to what we want to do with our smart contracts. Because for a smart contract to be deployed, a wallet must be involved too. I mean, you need to sign transaction that you're trying to deploy a smart contract. So what Starkli helps you do is Starkli helps you manage your external own account. Starkli helps you manage it. So there are certain things that you will fit Starkli with, just so that it can easily do its function. So this signer this does a sub command for managing signing keys and accounts. Then this key store here is also a sub command for key store operation. So what this does is when we paste this command on our terminal, it's going to prompt us to paste to write to generate not really generate now, but to insert a password. Now this password, our Starkli is going to use this password to encrypt the private key that will be feeding Starkli with, for scammer's sake, to avoid these scamming issues that we can be having. And then this account key store.json file here is actually, you can name it anything you want to name at all. You can name it anything you want to name it. So this output file for your encrypted key store. So what this .json file mean is when we insert our private key and then we encrypt it using this our password that will be generating, you will see all of this process. We are now telling Starkli to save it in a JSON file. You can name this JSON file anything you want to name, but it has to end with a .json file. So let's head on to see how this is going to happen. Okay, so we have key store. I hope we are following. Are we following? I need to carry everybody along, as many as I can. Are we together? All right, awesome. Cecilia. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So key store. From. Okay. Okay, so I can name it anything I want to name, but I can also use this same senior man I used here. All right. So it's telling me enter private key. Enter my private key. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to come to my agent. So this is my testnet. And then for security's sake, let me stop sharing the screen. So what I'm doing is I want to get my private key. Okay, I know it's encrypted, you can't see it, but I don't want to take any chances. Just get your private key ready from your wallet. Okay, so those of you who are trying to deploy your smart contract, please, you need to follow very, very sensitive to the teaching here so that you can do this yourself. All right. So enter private key. I paste my private key. So now is requesting I enter password. I'm going to generate a random password to encrypt the private key I just fed it with. And boom, we are good to go. All right, let me paste the command just so that you can manipulate it in such a way that it will be convenient for you. Okay, let me feed you with the command. Those of you who want to follow along. Yes. So you can decide the name of the output. That's the account o underscore key store. You can name it anything. Okay, the password you should use, just create any password you want to use. It can be 234, can be 56789, any password at all. So what that password is doing, that password helps you encrypt. You fed Starkli with your private key. So it's very important you encrypt it. So if you've done it well, it's going to come out with a public key. And in the list of the files that are in your package, in your work project, you're going to be seeing the name of the outputs you decide that your private key will be encrypted into. You're going to be having it here, your .json file. If you have it set this way, please can you indicate so that we can work together? If you have any issue at this junction, please let me know. All right, awesome, 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 awesome. I'm loving this. Awesome, awesome. So we've successfully imported our private key from our wallet and we've encrypted it. So this is the next thing to do. So we've seen that you'll be prompt to paste your private key. We've done that. Ask for a password. You need to create a password to encrypt the key store file. Now create encrypted key store. It generates, this is the, based on what I define it as this name here, containing your encrypted private key. So it is advised that this account underscore key store, you add it to your git ignore file. Maybe as we advance, you add it to your git ignore file. You add it to your git ignore file. But let's proceed. Let's proceed. We'll do that shortly. All right. So the next thing to do now, this is after using the signer. The next thing to do is to use this command Starkli account. So let's return back to our Starkli commands to see this instruction. We want to use account. Where is this guy? Yep, this is it. So account management command. So for we to know what it is about account, let's find out. Starkli. All right. So Starkli, if you want to use fetch account configuration from an already deployed account contract. So it fetches account configuration from an already deployed account contract. This is what we're going to be using when we get to this point from this guy here. So breaking down this instruction, we're going to be seeing all of these things together. Just work with me, work with me. So breaking down this command that we're going to be working with now, this Starkli, like we've seen so far, this Starkli means Starknet CLI tool. We've been talking about this thing over and over. And then this command is a sub command for account operation. Just the way we've seen signer is also a command. We've seen fetch. Fetch is also a sub command, but there's something unique it does. It downloads and receives account information from the network. It download and retrieves account information from the network. So remember that your wallet is actually a deployed wallet, right? I want to believe that we are all aware of this. That wallet in Starknet you need to first of all deploy them before you can do anything serious with them. So if they are deployed, it means they have their information on the Starknet blockchain. So if you want to work with them, what you need to do is you need to fetch the required information necessary to use them in your in your project. So this is what we are using, Starkli account fetch. So this guy here download and retrieves the account information from the network. And then this your wallet address. What this wallet address requires is my agent. This is just it. You copy this your wallet address and you paste it, you substitute it there. And then your RPC. You cannot communicate with a blockchain without an RPC. You need an RPC that serves as a window, like a window. It gives you access to the data on the blockchain. So you use an RPC. For the sake of the workshop, I used Alchemy, which we're also going to be using. And then outputs. I decided to name my output account underscore account. So the information, the data I'm retrieving from the blockchain regarding my account is stored inside of this .json file. Inside of this .json file. It's very important. When you start to deploy smart contract, you won't be thinking about these things. You won't be thinking about, but it's very important I explain these things step by step, line by line, just so that we can be aware. You know what you are writing. If you are writing Starkli account fetch, you're not just writing something without really understanding what it means. That's the reason why we are doing this. So that's the reason we're doing this. So this is what we're going to be doing now. I'm going to paste this command so that you can manipulate it as it fits you. Okay, Collins, you just got Starknet installed. So what you need to do now quickly is you need to start a new project with Scarb new and a new project. What we are trying to do is we want to deploy a smart contract on the Starknet blockchain. All right, so this is the command I'm using at this point, and I'll be showing you how I'll be manipulating it as it will fit me. All right, let me paste it here just so that I can easily manipulate it well. So I have my Starkli account fetch. What I need to paste here is my wallet address. I come to my copy this, then substitute this guy with the address. All right. And then if you have your own RPC that you want to use, is fine. You just indicate your RPC and you paste it there. And then the output, you can give it any name you want to give it, but it has to end with a .json file. It has to end with a .json file. So after doing this, I get this guy and I paste. Awesome. So are you seeing what we're having here? We also have a new .json file created. Remember, we have a keystone. This is our encryption for our private key for signing transactions. And now we have a .json file that contains the required information for deploying a transaction. So this keystone file is going to be using this account underscore account.json file when we want to declare and to deploy a smart contract on the Starknet blockchain. So if you are at this point, just react. Okay, you are getting an error. Yes, Starkli account fetch. Starkli account fetch. That's the instruction. I paste it. Let me paste it again. This is Starkli. Okay, let me think. I need to zoom my screen. Okay, awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Your wallet address, your agent public address. That's what you're going to be using, your wallet address, to substitute that space for your wallet address. Are we good to go? Are we good to go, devs? Do we have this same output? Do we have this same output? To those of you who are following, good to go. Awesome, Chidera. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, having established this point so far, okay, is someone trying to say something? Getting error, contract not found. What wallet address did you use? What wallet address did you use? Just paste the, if you're having issue, just paste the command you're using to, um, just paste the command you're using. Let me see so that we can debug it from there. Okay, awesome. Awesome. I want to know the command. You said you're getting error when you're trying to fetch information regarding your deployed agent wallet. If your agent wallet is not deployed, then you're going to be having issues like that. I think it has been dealt with in the previous class. When you have a little testnet on your wallet and you do a little transaction, it's a proof that it has been deployed. Account fetch. You're getting an error with this command. Who is having an error? Who is having an error with this command? If you are having an error, please indicate just so that we can flow together. Okay, you're having an error. Okay, SLK, we're good to go, right? Um, follow the instruction ID. Follow the instruction. Ensure that your agent is deployed. Ensure that your agent wallet is deployed. If your agent wallet is not deployed, there is no information that you are asking Starklight to fetch. Remember how we've done this previously. Starklight helps you query data from the Starknet blockchain. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So when your agent is not deployed, you can't fetch any information from the blockchain. You're definitely going to get an error. All right. So first, you have a key store. So just a summary regarding the files that we've added to our project. We have a key store. That's for me now. It contains my private key, it encrypts my private key, and I also have this account underscore account containing my account details. So I have my private key and I have my account detail. What that means is I literally have my agent wallet. Starkli is literally managing my agent wallet at the moment because my private key is decrypted and my account detail is also I also fed Starkli with my agent wallet information. So it means that Starkli can declare and now deploy my smart contracts. Are we good to go? Awesome. I'm seeing done. So it means we're good to go. All right. So the next thing we need to do is we need to get our bytecode. We need to get our bytecode. So for we to get a bytecode, we need to scarb build. Scarb build. So you'll notice, I believe your tutors, they've explained the rule of the target folder. If I do scarb build now, you're going to be seeing a target folder coming up now. Okay, let's see it coming up. Awesome. So we have our target folder. So what this target folder is saying is this: it contains all the bytecodes, um, all the serial codes that we'll be using to deploy on the Starknet blockchain. This is literally what we're going to be using to deploy on the Starknet blockchain. So that's why it's very important you start build for the next step. And then the next thing we want to do now is to declare, For just to recap, for the stack folder, I said it contains our compiled bytecodes, our ABIs, and then our contract metadata. Basically, information regarding our smart contracts. The information in our smart contract are all in this .json file that's inside of this target folder. So the next thing we want to do now is to declare the project, is to declare it, and this is the command I'll be using. So let me paste this command so that we can follow together. Let me paste this command. Okay. All right, so this is the next thing to do now. Starkli declare, right? Are we good to go? Are we good to go? Just give me a react. Awesome. All right, so this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be declaring it. This is the command I'm going to be using, declare. So the next thing to do is to check what it is about the declare command. We have our declare command under the Starkli commands. Declare. I guess it should be around here. Declare a contract class. So let's see what it is about declare. Starkli declare. Awesome. So this is a list of the many things we can use declare for. Are we seeing this? So it takes Starkli declare, account, and then files. So we'll see all of these things. I'll break this down on my slide just so that we can flow together. Okay. Let me zoom a bit. All right. So for this in particular, breaking down this, we have our Starkli. We've been making emphasis regarding this. It's a Starknet CLI tool. And then the declare is also, we upload your contract bytecode to the network. Are you seeing this? Makes it available for deployment. You need to pay attention to this. Uploads your contract bytecode to the network. Makes it available for deployment. And then you can access the bytecodes inside of the target dev. So based on the smart contracts that I'm having, which is, I guess ours should also be the same. If you are having the same project like mine, hello Starknet contract underscore class, you should have the same thing here. But you just need to edit just to ensure that the name is the same with the one you have here. So this is the part to the bytecode for our contract, and then for RPC we keep making emphasis. It gives us access to the blockchain, and now we are using our accounts. Remember, we have two .json files that we generated. The first contains the details about our account, and the other contains our private key, and then the account. Are you seeing this? Accounts here, the account.json file, and then the key store.json file. This is the one that contains our private key. So that's it about this command. So if we are set, let's run it. Okay. I truly want everyone to at least deploy a smart contract today, because I know that we have a lot of projects that we want to do, and to deploy a smart contract to the Starknet blockchain is very important. It's fundamental. All right. So I will just have to edit it to the part. If you want to get the part the parts, you copy, you come to the .json file. This is actually the file part that you're copying. This guy here, you come here, copy parts, paste it. Oh, it's too much stuff. Not even this one. Not even supposed to copy. Not this. Just from here. From here, it's okay. From the target folder, and you get this file. All right. So this is what I'm going to be substituting with. Okay. So I want to edit this to look the same. I have test. Okay. Test underscore 1. And then underscore. The name must be the same. The name must be the same. If the name is not the same, you're going to get an error. So what we're trying to do at this point is we're trying to declare our smart contracts. We want to declare. Now it's asking you to enter the password. Remember when we encrypt our password, our private key, we inserted a password. So at this point, you're going to put that password. The reason why it's prompting you to do this is because we are actually using a private key. You are actually using someone's wallet. So it's very important for security sake to insert your password. So I insert my password and I'm good to go. So if you have this output, just let me know. If you're having the same output like mine, just let me know. Okay, my VS Code is tiny, right? I'm so sorry about that, guys. All right, I guess it should be more clear now, right? Sunday, Mr. Sunday, I guess it should be more clear now, right? If you have the same outputs like me, awesome, 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 Ikechuku, awesome, 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 awesome. If you have the same outputs like me, please just type done so that we can know we're working together. We need to be fast, guys. We don't have all the time. I get this error, key store file not found. So it means that there's something wrong either with the name, paste the command you're using. There's something wrong with the name you're inserting. You know, you're actually using the key store to sign it. You're using the key store to sign. So it's very important that the folder, the file you're using rather, is correct. Remember, we actually we generated two files. This is for our account details and this is for our private key. So all of this must be inserted in the command. This is Starkli declare and then the paths to my bytecode, my flag RPC, and then this is the RPC, and then this is flag account. This flag account is a command. It takes the file that contains the details regarding my account, and then I paste this guy here. This is the one I paste here, the name of this file. Are you seeing it? And then flag key store, it takes it. This key store is expecting the name of the .json file that contains my private key. And now we have account flag underscore key store. So I hope you did the same thing here. If you have any problem with this, please let me know. Okay, I only have one file I ran. Okay, something is. Were you the one that recently got his Starkli installed? I think maybe you're missing a step. You're supposed to have two .json files. Two .json files. Do you have that? Do you have two .json files? Okay, awesome. Since you don't have account.json file, this is the step you missed from the tutorials we had. You need to insert your private key from your wallet to generate this .json file. Let me paste the command you need. Okay. Yeah. So when you paste this command, it's going to prompt you to paste your private key from your wallet, either Argent or Bravo. It's going to prompt you to paste it. When you paste it there, you're going to generate, you're going to type any password. Exactly. Enter a password, not declaring hash. Are you having an error here? As it is already okay. Let me wrap up with this. Mitch, are you getting me, Mitch? So when you paste Starkli signer key store from key, this is going to encrypt your private key, and you're going to have this command that you don't have, this file you don't have rather. Are we having the same output? We need to work together, guys. Are we having the same output? Okay, someone is having an error here. Okay. Okay. Is that okay? Bravo's account. Network Sepulia. Why you have you configured it to use Network Sepulia? If you've not configured it to use Network Sepulia, you're going to get this error, definitely. Okay, enter key store. Oh my time. My time. Do I have somebody who has gotten these points correctly? Do I have someone here who has gotten this point correctly? It says not declaring class as it is already declared. Class hash, okay. Okay, since you have a class hash, let's keep pushing. Let's keep pushing. Any other person? All right, because of our time, let's press further. We don't have all the time. If you have any question, we are always open on the Telegram group for further questions. All right, so we've successfully declared our smart contract, and you notice that we have some outputs. We have some outputs. We have Cairo one class hash. This is actually the hash we're using to deploy our smart contract. This is what we use. And then we also have this Kasim class hash, a compiled assembly version hash, lower level representation of your contracts. So we won't be using this guy at the moment. So what we'll be using mostly is just the class hash. That's the only thing we need, just the class hash. And this is it here. And this guy here, you notice they are the same thing. So just take note of that. So moving on to the next step. Moving on to the next step. The next thing to do now is to deploy our smart contract using same Starkli. We're going to be deploying. Let me paste this command. Phew, time is flying. Wow. Okay. Okay. So this is it. This is the command I'm going to be running next. Follow me carefully. Follow me carefully. Let me explain the command. So deploy, we've seen deploy, we don't have time. Let me try to be at least. So we have deploy, which is also a command, a stack-like command, and then it takes an argument, which is our class hash, and our RPC and account. That's for our account detail and our private key. Account detail and our private key. We keep using this. When you continue, the reason why I'm showing you this process, as you continue, you discover that there are simpler ways of doing this. There are simpler ways of doing this, but it's very important we understand this process so that you know how everything is happening. You know what is happening, why this thing is here, and why this thing is not supposed to be here. It's very important. All right. Okay, so let's paste this guy. Let's paste this guy on our terminal. Let's paste this on our terminal. Let's do the necessary editing required. We come here, we copy our transaction hash, and we paste it here. Okay. And I guess we're good to go. Yes, our account is intact. Our key store is intact. And then this is what we will be pasting. I paste my password. Awesome. So my Starknet contract is deployed. Oh, you keep having this issue. To those of you, to those of you who are having one.json file, it means there's a step you missed. There's a step you missed. Now, for you who is saying you only have account underscore key store file, it means that you did not you did not import, you did not fetch information from your wallets, either Bravo or Argent. There's a step you missed. There's a step you missed. Okay, awesome. Ikechuku, awesome. Okay, I have someone who has done that. So we can actually check out to see if this guy is fully deployed on the on the blockchain. So the contract will be deployed at address. This is the address. So we come here. Okay. Are we seeing this? Awesome. Our smart contract was successfully deployed. Our smart contract was successfully deployed. We can actually get details about this using Starkli. We can get details about this using Starkli. Remember the command we used to fetch data regarding instruction transaction, right? We come here, Starkli transaction, and then you paste. Oh, not I'm going to be getting not the address, hash, not address. Let me not make a mistake. Class hash. If you want to know about the transaction, you get the class hash from the deployment script here. So I'm here. Sorry. Why am I getting this error? Okay, I need to put my RPC. I need to put my RPC. Why am I still getting this error? So what I'm trying to do is I just want to show you that we can still fetch the data regarding our transaction from Starkli, the contract we just deployed. We can get data information regarding it. Am I missing something? I'm supposed to, let me see. I think I'm, okay, transaction by hash. Let me see. Starkli transaction. Okay, this is transaction hash. Okay, not class hash, transaction hash. Where is the transaction hash now? Oh, am I missing something here? This is the contract address. Excuse me. Okay, deploy the transaction hash. Let's see. Okay. Oh my, we're still having errors here. Okay, but who has successfully deployed his contract? Who has successfully deployed his contract? Who has successfully deployed his contracts? Okay, awesome, Ricardo. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Who has done that again? Who has done that? Who has done that? We need to move forward. Okay. Okay, awesome. Okay, for a Starkli, right? Awesome. Awesome. Okay, let's press further. Let's press further. We don't have all the time. We don't have all the time. Okay. All right. So, to those of you who, if you want to deploy a contract where you have argument, the whole thing, you're going to have your class hash, argument, and argument, but the same method, the same process, but just indicate that you are taking in an argument. Yeah. So this is just something quick. If you want to get your RPC, um, start. If you want to check your contract, I added a link to that stack scan to those of you who will be having access to the slide. And if you want to access your own RPC, there are a lot of RPCs you can get out there. I'm using Alchemy, but there are many out there. These are providers that can give you access to RPCs. Madara. So all of these guys here are doing good. All right, let's move further. So do you have any question? Do we have any question so far? If you have any question, please you can indicate. Oh, oh my. Okay. To those of you using Windows, okay, where is the challenge coming from? Yeah, because of our time. You know what? Because of our time, let's advance. If we'll just I know, when it comes to installation like this, these things are inevitable. Yes, we'll definitely do that. We'll definitely do that. We'll share the link with you. We'll share the link with you. All right, but let's make advancement. Do you have any question with Starkli so far? Is there any question with Starkli? Any question? We have a smart contract deployed on the Starknet blockchain already. Do you have any question? Okay, let's move forward. Let's move forward. All right. So another developers tool that we'll be using is Starknet, Devnet, and Katana. Starknet, Devnet, and Katana. These are also two amazing tools. So for Starknet, Devnet is a development node. So it's like you having your own node locally on your device. So it runs on your own machine, faking a real Starknet node for testing. That's just it. For testing. Those of you who are coming from Solidity, you understand that there's something like Anvil that has a list of um, accounts that you can use to test one or two. So similar to that, we have Starknet DevNet. Yeah. So if you have Starknet DevNet installed on your PC, if you want it to be installed on your PC, install from crate.io. This is the command to run. Let me paste this guy here. Yeah, let me paste it here. Yeah, let me paste this guy here. Or rather, I think, yeah. Okay, let's use the dog. We said we'll be using dogs. We'll be using dogs. Most of the things we'll be using. Yeah. So this is Starknet DevNet. If you want your Starknet DevNet installed, you can run this command. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. You have your Starknet installed. You have it installed SLK. Okay. So do you have okay? So paste this command to get your Starknet DevNet install. Cargo install Starknet DevNet. For that to happen, make sure that you have um, Rust on your machine. Install from GitHub. Just let me know. Just let me know if you're making progress. Do we have Starknet Devnet installed already? I know some of you are still trying to. Awesome, SLK. Awesome. I love that. Awesome. Awesome. You can also use ASDF. You can use ASDF. There's a whole process regarding that. This is ASDF, but I prefer this. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. All right. Let's move forward. So we have Katana. Katana is also like Starknet. Okay, so is a blazing fat. I wanted to put fast too. I'm putting fat. Starknet local testnet by Dojo Engine, designed for rapid development and testing of Starknet app. I mean, Katana is doing amazing things when it comes to game development. Amazing things. I mean, crazy amazing things when it comes to game development, and it's nice. You need to check it out too. So if you want it installed, you can do this on your PC. Let me paste this command. Awesome, Ebube. You having it installed? Awesome. So for Katana, you paste that command for Katana, git clone from the repo. Okay. You SD into the Katana and then you run this command. You cd into Katana and you paste this guy. Just let me know when everything is set. So if you want to check how these guys work, Starknet Devnet. So are you seeing this? This is a list of pre-deployed accounts. A list of pre-deployed accounts. You use them to play around with them like Anvil, like we said earlier on. And then this is for Katana. For Katana, you just need to type Katana and then you have it here. The reason why it's closing is because they are sharing the same port with Devnet and Katana. Let me show you this. They have the same port. Can you see this? Listening on 50/50, and this is for Katana. It went off. If I kill this guy now, it will have to run well. Okay, let me kill this guy. Yeah. Awesome. Are you seeing this? 50/50. So, are we good to go? Do we have it installed? Are we good to go, guys? All right, let's make progress. Let's make progress. So we have Starknet, Devnet, and Katana. They helps us to test locally. You can do your testing locally on your device. They mimic the real Starknet blockchain out there. So when you have Katana on your device, it's like you having a local Starknet testnet on your PC. And the same thing we're doing right now, you can do the same thing with them. Do the same testing, doing the same deployment, just test around them and play around them. All right, let's press further. So Starknet Foundry, this is actually where I've been hoping we get to. Starknet Foundry. Are we good to go? Yes, the commands are in the slide, sir. They are in the slide. You get access to the command. You get access to the slides. I know when it comes to installation, like I said earlier on, these some technical things here keep coming in, but it's very important we flow together. All right. So for Starknet Foundry, this is not the first time of you hearing Foundry if you're already exposed to the game of development. If you're coming from Ethereum, you know that Ethereum also has Foundry. Starknet also has its own Foundry, and it's amazing. I mean, so amazing. All right. So the first thing we need to do is just to look at what Starknet Foundry is. Is a tool chain for developing Starknet smart contracts. It helps with writing, deploying, and testing your smart contract. It is inspired by Foundry. So Foundries, they are the same guys doing the same thing. So this is the future. Write test in Cairo for smart contracts. So the smart contract we deploy, this guy here is actually Foundry. This guy here is actually Foundry. There's a lot of update when it comes to um, Starknet developers tool. When you install Scarb, you discover most of these packages comes along with them. You don't need to install Scarb and go back again and start saying I want to install Starknet Foundry. When you install Scarb, when you install these frameworks, you discover that they come in pack. They come in pack. So Starknet Foundry helps us write tests in Cairo for smart contracts, declaring and deploying smart contracts. So the requirements to have Starknet Foundry installed is your Scarb version must be greater than or equals to 2.8.5. If you do Scarb flag version and it's less than that, then you're going to be having issues when it comes to Starknet Foundry. But your universal serial, this guy needs to be installed. But the amazing thing, like I said earlier on, is when you install your Scarp, you install some of these packages, it installs universal serial by default. And I wrote it here as notes. Universal serial compiler will be automatically installed if you use SN Foundry Up or ASDF. Create universal serial compiler, right? All right. And then your Rust version, you must have Rust installed on your device. It has to be greater than or equals to 1.8.80.0. Yeah. So let's head on to the installation. So to install Starknet Foundry, let me paste this command so that we can work together, guys. Okay, someone is asking, can we have Devnet and Katana installed at same time, or should we use any of them or any of them only? Okay, so Devnet is actually unique in its product. Katana is also a unique local testnet. Devnet is also a unique local testnet. But one thing that is common amongst them is their port, which you can change it actually. You can change it. So you can decide which local testnet to use to test around with your smart contract. So you are left with two options to test which local testnet you can use. Yeah. So for installing Starknet Foundry, you can use the command I paste on the chat. Are we good to go? So for you to be sure that you have it installed, you just run this command to be sure. Please make sure we are following, make sure we're working together. Okay. We have SN Forge. You can have SN Forge. SN Forge. Oh, am I making a mistake? I didn't type this thing well. SN Forge. Why am I typing it? Why am I saying SN Forge test? What am I saying? SN Forge cast. Ah, oh my, SN Forge version. It happens sometimes. And then SN. Yeah, so do we have this guy installed? Are we good to go, guys? Do we have Starknet Foundry installed already? Do we have Starknet Foundry installed already? Because we have one last thing to do with Starknet Foundry. We're going to deploy a smart contract with Starknet Foundry. Awesome, Ricardo. Do we have others? Please just indicate so that I can know. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. I love that. All right, let's make progress. So to learn more, you can see the link to the Starknet Foundry here. All right, deploying with Starknet Foundry. We're going to be deploying a smart contract with Starknet Foundry. So what we're going to be doing now is we are going to create another project, but we are going to be using Starknet to do that. Starknet Foundry to do that. Are we together, guys? All right. Scarb new. Let's call this Foundry. All right. We know we're using. Excuse me. We know we're using Foundry, right? And we're good to go. CD into Foundry. Let me open up. All right. Okay. Okay. So the first thing we need to do now. Okay, let me be referring you back to the documentation just so that we can be working together. Yeah. All right. This is the documentation. And this is what we're going to be working with. So the first thing we need to do is using the sncast command. The sncast command. The sncast command. A breakdown of the sncast command. Starknet Foundry command line, like Starkli that we've been talking about in our previous session and our previous conversation. So SNCast is also like a Starkli bot. So one thing you're noticing now is if you want to deploy a smart contract using Foundry, they have their own way of doing it. Remember how we deployed our smart contract initially using Starkli is actually from Foundry. We were not deploying it with the Foundry tool. We were deploying it with Starkli. But Foundry also have tools you can use to deploy a smart contract. And that's what we're going to be looking today now. So we're going to be using SNCast to deploy our smart contract as SNCast is a command line for Foundry, and then we have a command, a subcommand for account management operation, and then create a new Starknet account, and then your URL, that's your RPC. And then you come get this guy copied. Let me paste this guy. Let me paste this guy on the chat. Awesome, Bello. Awesome, Mr. Bello. Okay. So we have SNCast. Paste this guy there. Let's see. Let's just open it. It's the same smart contract. There's nothing different about it. The same smart contract. There's nothing different about it. All right. So it's very important you pay attention to this. So what this is doing now, I think I explained this here for easygoing. Okay. Before I explain this now, let me talk to you about what this command does. So what this command does, like we are seeing here, is the first thing it does is it generates a new private key and a public key pair. It generates a new private key and a new public key pair. Excuse me. And then creates account configuration locally on your machine. And then connect to Sepolia testnet. You're seeing that for Foundry, it's like the steps were shortened. For Starkli, we need to be doing these things manually. But somehow, Foundry found a way to shorten this journey for us. and then prepare the account for deployment but doesn't deploy it yet. So look at what is happening here. Do you want to make this account default? So what we are doing is we are generating an account that we'll be using to deploy our smart contract. Now, the account we are generating, we can use it for other projects. We can use this account for other projects. If you want to use it globally, meaning in every project of yours, you can set it up as yes, global default. But if you want it just to be for this project alone, for this testing, then you leave it as yes, local default. Are we together? Yes, and then no is some other option again. But for the sake of our for the sake of our class, we're going to be using just the second one. We're going to be using the second one just for this project. We want it to be stored just for this particular project alone, and then you leave it as yes. Are we good to go? So what that is telling you is pre-fund generated address with at least a max of. It is good to send more in the case. So this is now what's happening, guys. An account is generated. We've generated an account that we'll be using for our smart contract deployment. So what this guy is asking from us is this. This is the address. This is our public address, right? And then he's saying account successfully created. Pre-fund generated address with at least a max fee stack token. It is good to send more in the case of higher demand. After after pre-funding the address, run. After pre-funding the address, run. Okay, so what they're telling us is we need to send something to this account. We can do that. We can do that. You just copy this guy here and then come to my agent 19. Okay, they want me to transfer stack. Is it very necessary? I think I can get it from this guy here. I think there's a link. There's a link that helps me access faucets. Where is it? Where is it? Should be here. For shortcut's sake, where is it? Okay, awesome. Okay, to see account creation, no. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. Starknet faucet. Okay. I just touched off the link. This guy is not working. Where is that link? I forgot. The link is meant to come up here. Okay, let's see. Oh my. Okay, let me just do a transfer. Sometimes I think I actually get. Let me send Starknet. How many Starknet am I sending? Let me just send. Let me send one. Awesome. Excuse me. So we are good to go. And then Foundry is now giving us a hint on what to do next. Are you seeing how awesome Foundry is? After creating an account, it's already telling you what to do next. After pre-funding the address, run Starknet account deploy, this guy here, and then the name, .2, right? So let's get here. Let's go back to our command so that we know that we're making progress. That's the next thing to do. SNcast account deploy. SNcast account deploy. Let me paste it here. This is the command I'm running. Boss, send it to you too. Let's finish this workshop first. Yeah, let's finish first. I'll send it to you. All right. Yeah. So this is the next command I'll be pasting to deploy our smart contract on Starknet. Now, you notice that there is an argument that takes in the name. You can actually get the name of this. Okay, the name account flag one. That's for mine, but you can get yours from your snfoundry.tomo file. You can come here and then you find it here. Okay, so I need to change my name. Are you seeing my account name is account and then dash two? Are you seeing it for this place here account? You need to change it based on the to be the same with the name you're having here. It's very important. If not, it will fail. So I'm going to copy this guy here. SNForge, our CLI command account, right? This is a command. Deploy is also a sub command. Deploy your account contract to the blockchain, and then this URL and RPC, we've been talking about this over and over, and then the name specifies which local account to deploy, right? So remember, we have Foundry is just amazing. Sincerely, it's for me, it's very simple and straightforward. All right, so let's do this together. We've seen the name of the account. The name of the account is account 2, not account 3. And then we copy this guy and we paste. Awesome. We have our smart contract deployed. We have our smart contract deployed. Transaction hash. I can view the transaction here. Or I can copy it to check the transaction. And then we get here, we paste the. Awesome. Are you seeing this? So we're able to deploy our smart contract with Starkli, and we're also able to deploy a smart contract with Foundry commands. So it's left for you to see which is more feasible for you, which is more which you are more comfortable with to work with. Are we together, guys? Are we together? Are we here? Who has deployed his smart contract with Foundry? Who has deployed his smart contract with Foundry? Awesome. Ikechuku, awesome, 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 awesome. I love that. So it means that we're making progress. Let's push further. Let's push further. Okay. Okay. We've we've seen the deployment. We've seen how to let me shift this guy here so that I can be seen very well. All right. So the next thing to do. So the next thing to do is to check this. Okay, I actually swapped this guy. Yeah. Okay. Let me bring this guy at the top. Let me just put it in. So I hope we're good to go, guys. SLK, you've successfully deployed yours too, right? Awesome. Cecilia, have you deployed yours? Are we following, guys? Don't worry, I'll send you Starknet. I don't have much to share about. I'll send you Starknet. All right. Um, so deploying with Starknet Foundry. So we've seen SNcast, right? Me, okay. Let me see this. Um, all right. So takes your local account. That's create the SNcast account creates, right? Takes your local account, the account we created, and then it deploys the account smart contract to Sepolia testnet. That's based on what we did. We actually deployed it on Sepolia testnet, and then makes your account live on the blockchain, enables transaction signing and contract interaction, returns the deployment transaction hash. This is what we have, our transaction hash, right? So SNcast account. So this, let me explain this now. This account here, this we've spoken about this Starknet Foundry CLI account here, also a command is a pre-configured account name in SN Foundry dot. We've spoken about this thing already. I told you the name, right? This is for declaration with the URL and then the name. Specify which local account to deploy. Yeah, it gives us our transaction hash. I think I made this guy twice actually. Yeah. So are we good to go, guys? Let's make progress. Let's make progress. So one of the final thing I wanted to explain to us is the difference between our 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 Cairo test and Starknet Foundry. Our Cairo test and Starknet Foundry. You observe something. If I say Scarb new again, you notice we have Starknet Foundry and we have Cairo test, right? Starknet Foundry and Cairo test. You discover that there are two options. So what are the difference? This is the last thing I want to talk about. So we have our Cairo test and Starknet Foundry. The native testing framework that comes built into the Cairo language and compiler, it provides basic testing capability for Cairo programs and smart contracts. Yeah. So a comprehensive testing and development toolkit inspired by Ethereum Foundry, specifically designed for Starknet development with advanced features built into Cairo compiler, advanced testing. So this is just a comparison, just to check. You get the slide. I will advise us to go through them just to check how these things differ with each other. Yeah. So when it comes to Cairo test with testing, it only does basic unit testing. Starknet Foundry also does basic unit testing. You look at this, we have we have a testing file folder specifically for just testing, just for testing. We're going to be doing that next week with the tutor who will be coming up. Test organization limited. Foundry offers best test suite organization and filters. You're going to be seeing this as you continue with the workshop. To bring I just want to bring your attention to the fact that there's a comparison between a Cairo test and Starknet Foundry, and based on the comparison we are having, it is advisable for developers to use Starknet Foundry for their smart contracts. So don't just use Cairo test for your smart contract. Use Starknet Foundry for a professional smart contract project that you have. Do you have any questions so far, guys? Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Okay, so this is a link. There are many tools out there. I mean, the tools are just so much. The tools are so much. Let me just do a quick one, just so that you see. For core tools, we've seen Scarb. We have Scarb installed. We have Starknet Foundry installed. Starknet Devnet. We have all of these guys installed. Tools for coding in Cairo. This is your universal serial compiler. I believe it comes by default. Yes, these guys, they come by default. Most of these guys. Tools for writing smart contracts. We have a remix for smart contracts. We have remix. Okay, okay. Let me read that carefully. So that remix is a browser-based integration development environment for Ethereum that you can use for learning, experimenting, and finding vulnerabilities in smart contract without installing anything. So what that is telling you is Remix is a combination of all of these deployment thing we're doing for a very long time. This your Starkli, the whole process we've been going through over and over. What Remix did is that they have a product that helps them easily deploy smart contract without going through this route of wanting to create an account, wanting to encrypt the private key, and then first of all wanting that process. Remix helps us shorten that. Although me as a person, I don't use Remix for Starknet. Yeah. So this is okay. Okay. Let's check. Let's check it out. So this is a Cairo program. This is a Cairo program. This is a Cairo program with Remix. If you want to deploy, I think there's a plugin you use. Yeah, so you guys can check it out. It's very amazing tool too. You can check it out. We have Starknet by example. If you have any, um, if you want a clear understanding regarding, I believe you've done something about your smart contract already in your previous class. We don't need to go over this again. If you have any issue with your code, any bug, you can come back here and just check them out. These are all resources that are very essential. We have Open Zeppelin too, tools for building dApps, Starknet Scaffold. So all of these are tools that we use um, for Starknet smart contracts. There are tools for creating AI agent. Those of you who start venturing into hackathons that are AI related, you can come here and then find tools that will ease your work. We have Snack, we have Eliza Starknet plugins. So all of these are tools you can use. Yeah. So do you have any question? Do you have any question? Okay, link to remix. All right, let me do that. Do you have any question? I know that some of you are left behind because it's installation thing and you need to go over it again. That's what I'll tell you. Okay, let me share the link with you guys. You can check out this. You can check out the tools for yourself. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Do you have any question? All right. Even if you have any question, we can meet on the Telegram. Error when installing Katana. Don't worry, we'll talk about that. I think we are out of time. Yeah. Okay. We'll look at that. Just come to my DM on Telegram and we'll talk about it. Yeah. All right, Miss Sarah.
Okay, someone has a question for you again,
Okay.
Majid.
Okay. So we have several ways to deploy. Is there any specific or your preference? Okay. Like I told you, me I use Foundry. Yeah, I use Foundry. I use Foundry. You can use anyone you prefer. You can use Starkli. They are all amazing tools. They are all amazing tools. But the idea now is you need to check the one that you are more comfortable with. As you continue to make use of this, you discover that even the Starkli It's easy, it's simple, it's sweet. So as you continue to use these tools, you get more experience, you gain more experience with them. Yeah, Majid. Yeah. Any other question? You can.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Um,
Yeah. Thank you, Nathaniel, for the insightful session. So if there are no more questions, if you have not submitted your assignment for week 3, kindly do so because the submission form will be closed this night. We have just, I think, 31 submissions, and we should have more than this. So guys, make sure you submit your week 3 assignments, and if maybe you have any blocker working on the assignment, you can always reach out on Telegram, reach out to your tutor, let us know the problem you're facing. Also, for week 2, with 2 scores, the grade has been updated on the leaderboard, so you can check that out. So this is the sheet for week 2. Let me share that. This is the sheet, so you can check out your tutor's comments. He dropped a comment for everyone that submitted. So if you think you have a problem with your grade or your submission, you can reach out to me on Telegram. Is there any question? Any question from anyone before we close the call today? Any question, any concerns, any complaints? All right, guys. I'm going to take the silence and okay, let's just wait for 1 more minute. You can check you can track your grade on the sheet I shared. I shared the leaderboard, weekly leaderboard. I shared it. Let me get the link and share it again. Um, okay, so you have your grades and your assignments, sorry, and your attendance recorded there. Okay, so I think we're going to close the call at this point. Thank you guys for joining, and I hope you learned something new today. Yes, you did. So in the next class, we're going to continue. That's on Thursday, same time. Nathaniel will be back to take you through how to write an ERC20 smart contract using Cairo. And I think he's also going to be taking you through what else? What else? Simulating transaction and interaction. Yes. So thank you guys for joining. Do have a lovely night's rest. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone.